Yo, to be continued, okay? Hold on just a second. Alright. Like I said earlier, like these are the areas. This is why like when come into these areas, like I'm for to be honest, I'm telling y'all, we going into a place where like us as the people or the people, they're going to a place where they're gonna be wealthy. You know what I'm saying? Like the Byzantine Empire is dealing with numbers on a different level. So when you come in, the people ain't got no choice but to be pretty much well off or wealthy. You know what I'm saying? The ones that actually believe and is living by the statute, they ain't got no choice. Okay. Now, I don't believe it's a lot of stuff that like it's a lot of times I won't get involved in certain areas. I just leave it alone. I won't get really involved in it. But this is the area. It's like I'm in music. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm into music, I'm into sports. That's my forte. Sometimes the funny part is when you see something and somebody move in a certain area and once what they once said, they doing the opposite, and you like, bro, didn't you just say that? You know what I mean? Anyways, that shows growth on my part. I'm gonna look and be like, oh, praise be upon you. God actually showed you what was going on. Finally, like broke through. Yay, good job. That's why I'm gonna look at it. So if I'm racing somebody, hey, I'm in track and field right now, so a lot of my stuff is like I'm just in track and field. So I'm preparing, getting ready for the races. You know what I'm saying? Like I had sponsors, sponsor, and everything that I'm working with, different things of that nature. So we got the Byzantine that's sponsoring me. So currency, different things of that nature coming up. A lot of people don't believe. Like they don't like, you know what I'm saying, send information, I ain't get no information back, they don't believe. Cool, I ain't tripping. Like, more power to you. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm begin to move forward and, you know what I'm saying, collect, you know what I'm saying, I got my own money and all that and collecting and moving forward. Now it's like all you gotta do now is, you know what I'm saying, move accordingly and then start to get them to accept the currency and different things of that nature. Do that on a, you know what I'm saying, on a scale where it's supposed to be, you good. So that's where we at. That's what we moving on now. So we getting ready to move on that. That's why I'm not like. That's why I have not, you know what I'm saying, spent the dollar or anything. But I know now, like I know things that I didn't know. Like even the representation of like the bird. Man, a lot of people don't know what that represents and what family that represents. People like this, they would say like a lot of people would look at this and they say, they'll look at it and they might say Russia, or they'll look at it and say Byzantine, or look at it. It's some other people that got this bird as well. What this? When I looked up and I seen this on Judah, not Judah. When I looked up and I seen this is like the representation of not Judah but Jerusalem. I looked at this and I was like, that's the represent. That's the bird that's on like the coat of arms for Jerusalem. I'm like, oh, okay. So y'all already know. So now let me get into these areas. When I started moving, and I was sending stuff to the president. I'm learning this stuff at the same time, and then I started to see certain aspects of like within the Constitution that had something to do with like religion. I seen them start to mess with religion, and I'm sending them certain things. I'm like, why y'all messing with the religious nonsense state of things at this point? If that's, I was like, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's not cheating. That's kind of like a federal offense, low key. Like that's like you can get in some real serious trouble for that. You know what I'm saying? If you get caught, type of situation. And it's like I'm in an area of minister defense, so it's like in some areas like I might have to check something, not being mean to like our respect to Donald Trump and everybody. I don't know who made the call to try to adjust that or put anything towards it, but I know what I sent him. I know what I sent the White House. I know who has access to that. I sent it to the president. Like, so it was in regard to go to the president to be seen and to be, you know what I'm saying, situated. So when I begin to move, like as emperor, now I'm like, all right, I'm emperor and moving in this area. Okay, I've been working in this area for a while, so like I went on to put in the work for this area. Never let anybody like stop you from achieving your goal, cause like you got people that's out there like this. They'll tell you not to do something, and as soon as you put it down, they gon' ooh, we got it, we got them. That's what they do, bro. Like look at the way that, you know what I'm saying. Like one of the things I'm at the place where I'm like I can't really get mad at like the Jew or the different types of people if they got you to stop. You know what I'm saying? If they got you to stop doing something and move a certain way, and then they started moving, or they kept moving the way that God told you to move in the first place, but you stopped doing what God told you to do and move the opposite way, then like you gave up, like you really gave up your blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta go to God and find out like what's the parameters on like getting it back or whatever. But it's a lifestyle. They start moving that way and they govern their life that way, and then they bless because they within a blessed area, what you would call a blessed flow. But then we want to spend all this time ridiculing them while forgetting that God said in Galatians 5 and 26 to not be conceited, provoking, or envious. Y'all did that. These folks over here actually come in and help you with something. Y'all will tell them they need to go get a job and go do this. And I'm like, y'all got millions of dollars in the bank and y'all supposed to use that money for the people. That's what the money supposed to be there for. It's supposed to be for the people. It ain't just for you to be looking nice and pretty. It's supposed to be for the people. So, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I'm saying this and I got money now. So, you know what I'm saying? I was saying this when I didn't. But I'm just looking at it. I'm like, yeah, the way you supposed to do that is like this. You know what I'm saying? Even if it come from the books and everything, that's the body of Christ still you're using. Yet you don't want to do what God say. So if God subtract the body of Christ that indulged and went into that for you or with you, then you wouldn't have no money. Like for real, you wouldn't have no money. Like no joke. Like I'm not being funny to nobody. You wouldn't have it. Like it take a group. Like one of the songs. I'm trying to remember what song it was. I'm just gonna say what it is, if it is. I don't mean no disrespect. Like I don't remember who sung it or what. I just remember them saying like they probably having a hard time like making the money because like it's hard to make the money because the people are governed a certain way. So say for instance when you dealing with Israel or the goat and you dealing with Israel, right? Then they got a certain section on the money. What Israel are you dealing with? Are you dealing with uh are you dealing with the Israel which is in Brazil or the Israel which is in Israel? Which Israel are you dealing with? They both Israel. To me, when I look at it, that's just one Israel, period. But a lot of people would say otherwise. Then there's another Israel that nobody even knows. Like a lot of people don't even know about, and I can't say anything about it. I found out about it. Only way I can really do that is gonna be within quarters of and being okay to, you know what I'm saying, go to that degree. Cause like now I didn't finally got the thing of saying like, yo, you giving them too much information now. Like, all right, cool. So I can't really say no more than that. And I have the okay to, you know what I'm saying, to be explaining these things and moving this way. So when I'm told certain things, like, okay, well, I gotta digress in this area. So from now on, more or less that y'all gonna get from me is like track stuff. A lot of things is gonna be implemented movements, but other than that, You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So, and that comes with the position because they want you to move a certain way. They want you to act a certain way. They want you to talk a certain way. All of that. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I got to deal with. You know what I mean? So, as far as that go, I really wanted to reiterate because, like, this ain't that dispensation no more. Like, we're in a place where it's like God is giving us everything. We even got the power of enlightenment because, like, that was a part of the mess up. So a lot of the enlightenment that we're talking about and moving in, that had to do with the eating of the apple. You know what I'm saying? Like it really had it really had something to do with the eating of the apple, so to speak. And that's what I want to, you know what I'm saying, reiterate. So, you know what I'm saying, from Adam and Eve, it has something to do with Adam and Eve. Um, Equally. And then when God is, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, redoing the covenant, and he say that, okay, I'm giving y'all a new covenant, I'm redoing the covenant with Israel and Judah. We set aside, so we in this world, but we not of this world. So like, that's not like people take that the wrong way. Some people be like, oh, they put it in this dialogue, and that dialogue is like they can do whatever they want because of this, that, and the third. I'm like, man, we in a whole different realm. We don't like, we just don't move in that area. We don't have to move in that area. Like this group of people, we over here. Anyways, uh, that's what I wanted to get out. I want to be understood is, you know what I'm saying, like God uses a lot of different things. You know what I'm saying? Like don't put limits on God. Stop putting limits on God. Stop when you put limits on God, then you put the devil, like you're putting the devil on a platform, bro. And even with that, like I'm gonna go into the area now of understanding um of it all, of moving and the motion of listening. Okay, so I listen to God and he's telling me to move a certain way. Like I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I'm paying attention to what he like to him. It's not, you know what I'm saying, it's not about just, it's about getting what he said done. So those are the areas where it's like you may be faced with some people that may not agree with you, but it's on the area which actually helps you, you know. And that's what I'm saying right now, according to everything. So and it's there, can y'all close the door please? So as we, you know what I'm saying, as we move forward now, and now we know, as we stay focused on, like, on the kingdom and the plan within, you know what I'm saying, in within the area of development, it's not being cranky when you're trying to make sure that people can hear what you're saying. These are the areas that we have to, and that's disrespectful. So we have to learn to develop a communication. When you develop that communication, bro, it is sound. Like you listen to sound advice. It stopped being like about me and about, it started being about us. And I have to take the position of, like, as they say, be cranky or be this. I'm gonna have to take that position to get everybody in the right state, or we gonna be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it takes being, you know what I'm saying, strict or stern. Sometimes you can't just be Mr. Yes, 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 yes. Sometimes you gotta be like, no, you ain't doing that. At least I'm not doing that. Yeah, I wanna do that way. I ain't doing it with you. I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna do it this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, rather, why is that? Because of the whole, the wherewithal. So it's like with the organizations, like I said earlier, there's more to a lot of these things we can't get into, can't say nothing else about. So as I, as we move forward, I got the season coming up. So one of the elders brought to my attention, like, I'm giving too much information now. So I'm gonna back off, I'm gonna chill and move accordingly, you know what I mean? So I got the point across of what's going on and like the understanding of what you're dealing with. But they want me to stop giving the information now and just work accordingly. So like we going private and I will resume and move accordingly. So some people not gonna like that because they definitely not gonna know what's going on no more, and that's gonna irritate them. And like I've been told, meaning a lot of things come from the hierarchy and passed down. So it's like now, like you done told them, you tried to tell them, they didn't want to listen to you. They wanted to disrespect you. They wanted to try to hold you this way. So we gonna handle it. So it's between y'all now. Like other than that, people that know what I'm talking about, y'all will know, because it's a certain way, we move. And you gotta be like I said, you gotta be born in, you can't just join in. In some cases I can't just tell you a teacher, you feel me? So that's the whole point of it all. So blessings be upon you. I pray that everybody's doing well. It's the Emperor speaking. And as we, move forward in this royalty, what I will do, I'm gonna do one more video within the royalty, and I may break that down a little bit. Maybe I have to pray about it. But everything that's the area of movement. So some people don't want it. I'm gonna say this. Some people don't want it that way because they lose, like they may lose they may lose their position. That's a part of the reason why, like, in some regards they wouldn't want it that way because they would feel like they would lose their position. So it's kind of like dealing with Jordan. It's like that's a part of the family or whatever, and the nation and different things of that nature. If they feel threatened in a certain area or whatever, then like these are the motions. But when you move and you in the area, it's like, yeah, Jordan, but like Jerusalem, there's more to that. You dealing with that, now you dealing with Israel, that's pretty much looking at Jerusalem, but looking at, now you gotta look at the two being Israel into Judah, and then that's still a thing. And much prayer for Jerusalem mother and everything of that nature, and continue to move, because there are certain areas that they have taken and motions towards that way that I've read within the Bible and everything. So also, I'll close this and then I'll get into our motions and our movements coming soon.